This is Dudes Who Bet Sports.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Sports. Welcome back to another show this week. We're going to talk horse racing. We're going to talk basketball. We're going to talk overall gambling thoughts and a little bit questions or discussions off topic at the end. It's a fun couple of weeks coming up, isn't it? It's already started, right?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Last night, I didn't think the OU game was ever going to get over with. They had to win.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, but now it's kind of anticlimactic. What happens next? I think we're in.
Yeah.
A win tonight, we're definitely in, but I think we're in anyway. And it won't be near as much fun tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I know. But yeah, it was good to get that win. I know we got a lot of people that are Arkansas fans that listen. It was good for them to win. I think they were in anyway, but it was good to get them in a win yesterday as well. So all was good. Yeah.
Now we got to get Texas beat so they don't get in.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we'll see. I don't think they're going to get in, so I think we're good there. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, though. Let's do racing first, and we need to kick off with racing because we're hot because we were all over Owen Almighty. We were right. We weren't going to get 5-1, and we didn't. We got 5-2, but he ran very well in Tampa Bay Derby. Absolutely blew this card away. So let's get to it. Let's talk about the Virginia Derby this week. So another smaller Derby. It's a field of 10. There is a scratch. The number 2, John Hancock, is not going to run. So
okay.
Now, before we get into it, let's just do this. Did you, when you saw, did you think, yeah, this is a single? Talking about John Hancock.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
I did too.
So now it's definitely a single. Now I think we can discuss this in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I thought it was a 2-horse race now with the scratch of the 2. So who did you like, though? You seem to favor one over the other. Well, I'm sure the 6 or the 7. That's who you're looking at, right?
The 6 and the 7?
Yeah.
You mean now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I was looking at the 2 and the 6.
Yes. Right. Yes.
And
so you're all on the 6 now.
Oh, God, yes. Okay. But the reason I kind of hesitated there is I did like the 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I like the 2 is he beat Owen Almighty, who was pretty damn good last week.
Yep.
At Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And he beat him.
Yep.
And a head-to-head in Tampa in February. So, you got to give him a look. But now, I don't know how you can't bet the 6, but the issue is going to be he's probably going to be 1-9.
I don't think he'll be 1-9, but I think he'll be like 3-5.
Yeah.
And do you want to play him at 3-5 is a tough question, I would say.
Well,
I think based on how he ran in the Sunland Derby, based on, Bob Baffert shipping over here for this one, he probably probably the fastest horse race. Gets IRAD. There's too many good signs to think the 6 is probably going to be really tough. I didn't pick the 6 on top.
You did not?
No, I picked the 7 Rapture.
Oh, you've been talking to Samich too much.
No, it's oddly enough, I have been talking to Samich, but not about this race.
Okay,
but about other things that we'll talk about in a second. But look, I think when it comes to the 7 Rapture, I think he's going to be a little bit better suited to go 1 1/8. That's my worry with Getaway Car.
Okay.
I don't know that 1 1/8 is really going to be his best distance. Look, I think what's going to happen is he's going to get in front. Rapture's going to be kind of right there, kind of stalking, maybe a length or 2 off, and then we'll just see who outruns who in the stretch. I agree with Dennis. First look through, it's like it's a 2-horse race between the 2 and the 6, and now I think it's a 2-horse race between the 6 and the 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rapture's got a little bit more of a right to improve. Where I think we know what Getaway Car is. He's solid. He's a really good measuring stick type horse because the better horses have beaten him. And the ones that aren't as good, he's been able to beat. So what is Rapture? He's going to have to step up here. I thought he was interesting a little bit. Did you like Rapture at all? You're acting like no.
He was my 3rd pick.
Okay.
He just hasn't done enough for me, but he did win by 6 at Oaklawn, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, you're right. He could just lay off a getaway and get him in the end. I see where that logic is coming in.
Yeah.
I like the 2 and the 6 to get. I would have liked the 7 better if the 2 was still running because I could have seen the 2 and the 6 go after each other,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe he come up and catch him after a speed duel.
Yeah.
But he's definitely the second choice. Will he stay 5-1 or will he go down a little bit?
It's a good question. And I think he's going to go down quite a bit because of the scratch of the 2. I would think, he'll be 5-2, 2-1, something like that. I think when you look at this race, it's very easy to focus in on those 2.
Yeah.
You said you had him third because, originally you would have John Hancock as first. What about, a horse that's not the 6 or the 7 that you kind of like a little bit?
I looked at every one of them thinking, okay, let's find something in here to talk about. I can't find a darn thing. I mean, none of them.
Yeah.
You look at the 3, American Promise, broke the maiden at Oaklawn in December. And then, of course, Dwayne's thrown him into the Southwest and then into the Risen Star. Lost by 13 in the Risen Star. Lost by 5.5 in the Southwest. Are you really going to put your money on a horse like that? I don't think. I can't do it.
No.
So then I looked at Authentic Gallop. It's never ran in a stakes, I don't think. Has won has won on allowance. I was at Oaklawn. Amos is a good trainer. Got Castellano on it. That might be the one I might look at. And then Calling Card, pretty much the same. Hasn't done a whole lot since it broke the maiden in November at Aqueduct. It's an Omaha. Isn't that a Virginia bred? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one. Not too bad.
No. That
probably would be who I would pick next.
Yeah.
Just in form, he's done a little bit more than the others have. But I just can't see anything else winning. I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, these horses aren't great. Like, for example, like I've got Authentic Gallop in third here, the 8.
Yeah.
And then, but you go back and watch those races, he's not very good.
No.
But somebody's going to have to get up there and hit the board. And
that's right.
I could see
third.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I could see something weird happening in this race too, because let's just say for the sake of argument that Getaway Car, that last, 16th of a mile, he's fading, like he can't get it. Yeah. And then let's say Rapture's he's just okay. He's not great. Well, all of a sudden somebody has to win. And could it really come from anybody? And I think the answer is yes at that point. Yeah. It could come from anywhere. So how do you think Baffert feels about this horse sending him to the Virginia Derby? I think it's like, here's my little horse that I'll send somewhere when some of my bigger horses can't make the race type of horse. So because he was rumored to be going over to Saudi to run in the Saudi Derby.
Oh yeah.
And then he shows up and he runs in the Sunland Derby, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay." And he ran well. And then I forget the horse they said they were going to bring to Virginia. Gaming. They were going to bring Gaming to the Virginia Derby, and then I think he spiked a fever, and they said, "Oh well, we'll just send this horse. We'll send Getaway Car." So he definitely is just kind of a horse where he's like, "All right, this is my guy that." If I need something to go to Iowa later in the year for the Iowa Derby, he's my guy. Oklahoma Derby, he's my guy.
Yeah, like he's on the JV.
Yeah, but these JV races, so to speak, as you put it, they pay okay, and here he is, and
he's made almost 600,000.
Yeah,
he gets this one, he'll almost be a millionaire. So
yeah, and I mean, like you said, I think he'll be a pretty heavy favorite in here. So
Perlin horse.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a shame he's going to be 3-5.
Yeah,
because I think John Hancock would have taken some money.
Well, I think John Hancock would have been the favorite, honestly.
Yeah, he may have been because he beat Owen Almighty, and let's face it, that horse looked damn good last week.
Yeah, and to your point there, I think Owen Almighty would be the favorite if he was in a race. Well, I don't know, mile and eighth, maybe not, but on just a talented horse, he's better than these horses. Yeah, I agree.
He looked good last week.
He looked very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to that point, do you think when this race is over, we'll say the same as, oh, that horse looked good? Do you think we'll see a good performance here? Or do you think it's just kind of a,
Well, I think if Getaway Car doesn't win fairly easy, I don't think we're going to be bragging on him too much.
I think you're
I
probably
think he
right
has
on
to
that.
blow him away.
Yeah.
If he wins by a nose, I think we'll go ho hum. That's
Mhm.
nothing.
Now, I do think next week will be interesting because we're going to get John Hancock. So we'll talk about him next week in the Louisiana Derby. And he's going to face, amongst others, but he's going to face Caldera, the horse that,
Yeah.
Getaway Car just barely beat for
That's a
Lucas down
Lucas
there.
horse,
So,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But should be interesting to see.
Isn't it
Um,
interesting that Lucas is not running that horse at Oaklawn?
Yes.
Very
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah. I kind of thought we'd see that horse maybe in the Arkansas Derby.
Yeah.
But
Or the Rebel.
or the Rebel. It'd been a little bit of quick
Yeah,
turnaround, but it is
close.
Lucas. I mean, I could have seen
Yeah.
it.
That doesn't bother him.
Yeah, he had Innovator for the Rebel, which he's not very good. But
Yeah.
I think with Caldera, I think he likes a mile and 3/16. I think he wants that horse to go long. And it's a very long stretch at Fairgrounds, as Kevin points out. So I think he feels like his style of running is going to be very good down there.
Well, he's got a legitimate reason for not running him at Oaklawn because that's his home track, and at his age, he would dearly love to win the Arkansas Derby another time.
Yep.
So he's got a reason why he's running him.
Sharif chimes in, a small piece of Caldera owner for Sharif. And look, there's I think, I don't remember the exact number, but there's thousands out there, a couple thousand, and it's been fun. It has been very, very fun to follow these My Racehorse horses because that buzz and that groundswell of support is definitely on display. And you look at Seize the Gray and what he did for My Racehorse and Lucas, and you look at Caldera, and maybe they're looking to kind of do the same.
I think it's great for the sport to do this too.
I do too.
Yeah, we need all the interest we can get. If you own a little piece of a horse, no matter what it is, you get interested in what that horse does.
Absolutely. Yeah. It adds to the intensity. Absolutely.
No question.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we've got it covered. You're going the 6. I'm going the 7.
I think you have to take one or the other. Now, I don't imagine IRAD runs at Colonial Downs just as a whole lot. So
no.
They've convinced him to go up there and get a little bit of what would it be, $30,000 check if he can win this? So I think IRAD thinks he's got a good shot at winning. Why would he go up there if he didn't?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, he's been riding a few for Baffert and doing a good job on some of when they ship them out, like at Oaklawn. So yeah, we'll see. I think. I mean, really, I honestly just see it as Getaway Cars turning for home. He's kind of pulling away, and can Rapture or more, Authentic Gallop or whoever can they go get him? That's going to be the big question mark. So we will see. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. You got the 6, I got the 7. All right, let's get to college basketball because it is heating up, like we were talking about off air and like we're talking about to kind of start it. So I thought we would do something kind of fun here. I'm going to list off some teams for you, and you tell me bet or pass as far as making the first group will be just winning a game. Bet or pass that this team will win one game in the tournament.
All right.
And then the next group will be Sweet 16.
Okay.
And then a couple will be national championships. That sound good?
It's going to be hard. Yeah.
Well, and that's the point of it. And it obviously it's going to depend on the draw. Yes. But we're just this overall. How do you feel about some of these teams? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we get started, just let me say this.
Okay.
Regular season, I kick ass.
Yep.
March Madness, I suck.
Yep.
I choke every year.
Yep.
So just throwing that out there. I've been really hot with my everyday picks for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And I've really been on a roll. But when I get to March Madness, man, and even this week, I haven't been near as good. But I tell you what, though, these tournament games are tough.
Well, I was on with Veasan last night, and we were talking about the games. I say that the one thing about it, these conference tournament games, get really tough. And we were talking about, look, a team like Oklahoma last night getting points. They really needed to win against a Georgia team that's probably in.
Yeah.
That's a spot. But, like Duke playing Georgia Tech, I wouldn't lay 15 points today because the motivation's just not there for a team like Duke. So
you got to kind of look for those kind of things. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. All right.
But I still wouldn't have done Oklahoma.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I would listen. They were getting 4.5 points last night. And my point that they were asking me
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
My point is, hey, it's a real simple bet Oklahoma with the points tonight because
exactly
they're going to play. They play well enough to be close.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's way too many points they were getting.
Yeah.
So
they
won the game outright. So
I've just seen them too much.
Well, yeah, but you've seen them enough to know that 4.5 points is too many to give Oklahoma in that situation.
But the pressure that was on them, and they're not real good. I was scared to take a shot on them. I was just a little scared that there's too much pressure.
Well, I could see that. All right. First team I'll throw out to win a game, Drake. To win one game. A bet or pass, Drake winning one game.
I will buy that one.
Okay.
Now, again, got to see who it is.
Right.
But I project them to be somewhere between an 8 and a 10 seed, probably. I mean, my God, you've won 30 games.
Yeah.
And the Missouri Valley is a decent conference. There's some teams in there. Well, Bradley won 26.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had some competition. I love the way they play.
Yeah.
The issue with Drake, they have times when they can't score.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. That's a problem. So if they get up against a high-scoring team, that could be an issue. But we'll see. I like them to win one.
All right. I think this is an interesting team. Arkansas, one game.
Again, it's going to the draw. What have they got left in the tank? Every game's been a playoff game for them.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they go out in the first round. What do you think?
Yeah, they only play 7 guys. So they've had so many injuries and problems. So they're down to 7. I could see them winning one, but the fact they only have 7, they're not going to make a run at this thing. That's for sure. They're not getting
good enough.
I would pass on them.
Yeah, that's one I think I'm going to have a hard time picking them.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think they've done well to get where they're at. Let's put it that way.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I would pass on Arkansas.
Because, a month ago they were buried. And they've won some big time games to get to where they're at. So they deserve a lot of credit for that.
All right, next one, and this will be the last. No, I got two more for winning one game. Okay. This is a couple of perennial teams. Gonzaga, they just won the West Coast Conference. What do you think?
That was impressive. That was one of those can't beat a good team 3 times kind of thing.
Yep.
They're probably going to be a 7, 8, or 9, maybe even a 10. They're not near what they have been. But, I think it's going to be one of those 8, 9 games. Again, depending on who they play. I'm going to take them to win one.
Okay.
Just because of who they are.
Kevin B says Sweet 16 for Gonzaga. So that could be. But, okay, here's the deal. If you think they're going to go Sweet 16, you probably want them not to be an 8 because then they might have to play Auburn, Duke, Houston, Florida.
The problem.
Yeah.
The way they're projected, just kind of looking at some of these brackets of other people, 8, 9, you're talking teams like Mississippi State, Illinois, maybe a Drake, maybe a Marquette could be in there. Somewhere in those kind of teams, those are tough. Kansas could even be an 8 or 9. They could. That's a tough one. So, but I do think I would take them to win one.
All right. Speaking of Kansas, that's the last one on can they win one game? They have been horrific. What do you think about Kansas?
I don't think they should have won last night.
I didn't. They should have.
Love it because I was watching OU, but it went to overtime in Kansas City against Central Florida. No knock on Central Florida. They're above average, but in Kansas City, you got to go to overtime to beat them.
Yeah.
And the score was 98-94, something like that. So they played no defense in the game. I don't think that's a good sign. But darn, they're hard to beat. If they're not going anywhere, I don't see any way in the world they are. Uh, again, it all depends on the matchup. I'm going to say lose. I'm not high on them at all.
I think you're right.
I think if they were anybody but Kansas, they might not. They may be looking as a bubble.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. Yeah, I think you're right. I agree with that as well. So I'm with you. I think they lose first round.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have so many double standards this year. You got Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
By their standards, they're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? 20-11, something like that. It's not
Yeah,
good.
it's not good.
That Big 12's not quite as good this year. They've lost a lot of conference games. They're safely in and have been and would be if they lost last night.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a North Carolina team that's coming out of nowhere. They're winning. They look great right now.
Yep.
And they're on the bubble.
Yep.
The other thing I just got to get this off my chest. They're penalizing North Carolina. North Carolina played the toughest non-conference schedule of anybody. They didn't beat any of those teams, but they were good. So they're penalizing them for going and playing these big-time teams. I don't know why they're on the bubble. If they win today, they're in.
Yeah, they're 5.5-point favorites against Wake Forest. That'll start about when this show ends, so you kind of keep an eye on that. Yeah. But that would give them 22 wins if they win today.
I see no way that committee's going to keep a 22-win North Carolina team. They are these pollsters or bracketologists, whatever you call them, are so biased against the ACC.
They have been for a few years now.
I don't understand. I mean, it's not as good as it was.
Yeah.
But when you look at some of these seedings, well, maybe we're going to talk about these teams, so I'll wait. But
yeah,
we'll get back to that. So I don't think the ACC is that bad.
If you go to bracket matrix, North Carolina is projected in the field in 22 of the 94 that they have listed.
Unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so we'll see what actually happens.
ESPN finally got them in, the last team in.
Yep. There are 12 according to ESPN. Yeah.
All
right, let's keep going. Let's keep talking about some of these teams that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks here. I think now we're going to go to the Sweet 16. We're moving bet or pass as far as this team making the Sweet 16. Okay. So we are moving on. I want to know your thoughts. I think I know what your answer is going to be, but Oregon to the Sweet 16, bet or pass?
Great coach.
Yep.
Extremely well coached. Love them as underdogs. Love to pick them as underdogs because they always overachieve, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not that good. They're projected anywhere from a 4, or 5, or 6.
Yep.
They could get beat in the first round. I'm going to say no.
No. Okay. Wow. You shocked me on that one. By the way, Oregon leads Indiana right now, 61-54, 3 minutes to go, second half. So
interesting. That would really put Indiana in some trouble.
Yeah. If Indiana loses that game, I don't know. Right now looks like they're in on 92 of 94 of the bracket.
Indiana is?
Yeah. They lose this one. I don't know. We'll see.
There's a lot of things I don't get. I think I can see Indiana being in there. There's one team I cannot figure out now. They finally have got them out of there, and that was Ohio State. They were in till last night.
Yeah.
They were 17-14. You tell me how.
Ohio State is still listed in 50 out of the 94 bracket.
And more of them than North Carolina.
Yeah, it's wild to think.
I don't know what formula they're going by, but it's got some and some meth involved in it somehow.
To be clear, this is Kevin B's website he told us about. For all we know, he's inputting this in. Who knows? But but they do have them. Yeah.
No, I know. I've seen them. They got beat by Iowa last night.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good. If OU had lost, they needed to lose.
Yep.
Keep going. West Virginia is another one.
All right, let's keep going. Our Sweet 16 team. Let's go with Texas A&M. Can they make the Sweet 16? Bet or pass?
Now, I would bet them.
Okay.
They're the kind of team. Again, you got to look at tradition. They're not a tradition-rich team, so if they come up against somebody that's like they're probably going to be a 3.
Yeah.
So if they come up against a 6, like say Kentucky slips down to a 6,
Mm-hmm.
all bets are off. But if they get a good draw, they're physical. God, they're the type of team that can make a run if they get the right matchup and they shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
Because they just beat you to death.
Yeah. They're huge.
They are huge and they're well coached. That guy does a great job.
Yeah.
But they throw some clunkers out there every once in a while. So
Yep.
and I like them.
All right.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, I love Texas A&M. Well, okay. I like them as a basketball team. I hate Texas A&M,
Well,
but
I
as
do
far as
too.
making a run, yes, I really, really like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going here. What about Iowa State coming out of the Big 12? They've been up, then they got a lot of injuries. They're coming back. They currently are leading by 3 against BYU in a hell of a game.
Yeah.
What do you think about Iowa State for the Sweet 16?
They are playing better. They had a guy hurt.
Yeah.
It's killing them. They're projected anywhere from a 3 to a 4. That's probably about right. They have a tendency to get beat early too.
Mhm.
They've done this over the years, so they're a little sketchy. Again, it's going to depend on the draw. I'm going to go ahead and back them, but I wouldn't bet a whole lot on. I can see them getting beat.
All right. Well, that's not
But
good for
I would
our
say
Iowa
they'll-
State people.
huh?
That's not good for our Iowa State people. They're going to be
Well, I'm
upset with
sorry,
you.
Iowa State people. I've seen you lose to a 15. I've seen you lose to a 14 when you had a hell of a lot better team than this.
I wouldn't take them to go either. I'm with you.
You have pissed me off a lot, I'll tell you.
Yes.
I kind of like them. I hope they do, but I like to watch them in Hilton Coliseum. I love it. I
Yes.
think it's a great fan base all the way around, and I have nothing against them, but they just
Yes.
don't come through sometimes.
Yep. All right. So let's keep going here. We have got Purdue. How about Purdue? I've got them next.
Ooh. The Big Ten is weird. There's one constant team in the Big Ten, and that's Michigan State. The rest of them are up and down, up and down. Purdue will look good one week and suck the next. And I'm going to say no on Purdue.
I'm with you. I can't back Purdue either. I'm with you on that one. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's do this one because I think this is an intriguing storyline. And you've mentioned it a little bit as well. St. John's.
Love them.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You think Sweet 16?
Yes.
Bet. Okay. You love them.
I do. They played their ass off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're at you for 40 minutes. You better be ready. They're going to get in your face. They have no fear. They got a great coach. Again, it'll depend on the draw. They're either going to be a 2 or a 3. I think they should be a 2. Probably going to be a 3. But anyway, yeah, I like them. No hesitation on that one. I'll be shocked if they don't make it.
All right, I love it.
Well,
now, what if I move St. John's into make the Final Four category? Better pass there.
Yeah, don't know if they're good enough.
Okay.
You can only go so far on playing your ass off. Sometimes playing your ass off doesn't matter when you go up against some powerhouse.
Yeah.
So, you look at some of those teams. I'm going to make a prediction here. I don't think an SEC team will win the national championship.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
I just think they have been through hell in the regular season. Now, being a buddy, we were talking a lot. Here's the farce of these conference tournaments. I guarantee you, if Auburn gets beat in the first round or whenever they finally play, the double buys, they're still going to be a number 1 seed.
Oh yeah.
Why are we even playing the damn tournament? I mean, come on.
I think that's why some of those teams do get beat. They know that. Yeah.
And if I was Auburn or Florida or even the number 2 seeds projected, Tennessee and Alabama, I wouldn't kill myself trying to win that damn tournament.
Yeah, I would agree.
If you're going to go through 3 tough games, it's going to take everything out of you to win a tournament that means absolutely jack shit.
Right. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
now I do think for SEC purposes, the double buys, they do help. They're not
It does.
playing until Friday, and I do think that helps. But
They still got to play 3 straight barn burners.
yes, yeah. Oh, I
I
know.
mean, you're
Yeah.
talking tough games, and
Yeah.
the tournament doesn't. Okay, it's like this. Do you remember who won the Big 12 tournament last year? I don't.
No, absolutely not.
It used to mean more than it does now.
Yeah.
It used to. So to me, if I'm coaching one of those teams, yeah, I'm going to try to win. But I don't. If we get beat, I don't really care. It's not going to affect our seeding much at all. And I want my team fresh coming into what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Rob, you need to get a life. But anyway, so
No, please stay, Rob.
yeah, please. I just think these teams have been through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
You hear these SEC coaches, some of these guys that have been around forever, and they can't believe how tough this has been.
Yeah.
Every night. You never get a breather.
No.
And it's
even a team like South Carolina, who was the worst team, there were nights you would watch them and go, they're not bad.
They're not bad.
Like they're not a horrible. I realize you look at the record and go, what are you talking about? But if you actually watch South Carolina, I mean, they're not horrible.
No, they're not. I mean, when you get in a conference like this, somebody's got to lose the games, and they were the ones that did. And it was, So I like a team like Duke, and if the ACC is down, and over it all it is, they're going to come into this thing fresh. And if I was Duke's coach, I wouldn't kill myself trying to win that ACC tournament.
No.
Yeah, you want to play pretty good, but if you get beat, you get beat.
Duke had a couple of major injuries, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're serious, but they're probably out for the tournament. It's for the ACC tournament.
No,
so
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, one happened today. The freaking Cooper Flag got hurt today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and if he's out, then they're screwed.
Well, all bets are off if he's out.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to ask you about Duke, because that's a very much an unknown. So
what I did not see this.
Did Malik get hurt today as well? I didn't see Malik Brown's thing, but I saw Cooper Flag. It looked kind of gnarly. It was like an ankle.
Oh man!
Now again, okay, so he's back on the bench. Ankles taped up. So Kevin's a Duke fan. He's watching the game, but I was watching. I've had shit going on, but I was watching during that.
I've been busy too. So
yeah, it didn't look good. But we'll see. I mean, we'll get an update on that. So, all right, let's go national championship. 2 teams. Okay. You just said you don't think SEC is going to win it. So, but I'm going to ask about. I think you and I feel the same about Auburn. Like I'm not going to support them. I'm just not. I think somebody will beat them. I just do.
I do too. I do think they have the most talent, and when they're on, they're as good as anybody.
Yes.
They got studs, and they could do it. But
yes,
let's face it, they're jerks. And sometimes jerks get beat.
What about Alabama? I've seen them play some nights, and they are super, super.
I know they're kind of the same, 2 up and down for me.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna. They're good.
Yeah.
I like Florida better than anybody in these. They're more steady.
Okay. So you think Florida's the team that can win it out of the SEC?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Tennessee, they're so tough defensively.
Yeah.
I like those kind of teams, but I don't know whether they got enough scoring. The team I like is Michigan State.
Really? Okay.
They're just killing everybody. Not killing them. They're winning every damn game they're supposed to win in a tough conference. They win on the road. They win on the moon. They win anywhere. And when they shoot the 3 ball, they're hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of coming into this a little bit under the radar. Well coached. We all know that. I really like them a lot.
Yep.
I don't like Houston as much as I usually do.
Okay. So that was one I was going to ask. So pass on Houston.
To win the national title.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't think they're quite as good.
Yeah.
They've won some squeakers. And sometimes they've gone into these places and the other teams had kind of a guy hurt or something, and they still don't win by much.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're winning on guts and who they are a
Okay.
lot. I'm not, last year I was really high on him, and that kid got hurt and killed him.
Yep.
I'm not that high on him this year.
Okay. All right. That's all the
Hopefully not.
ones I had to ask about. You got anybody else you want to talk about before we
Well,
go
I
on?
think there's a team. Is Dennis still here?
Surely he is. I don't know what else he has to do.
Well, he hasn't been. Has he been commenting? I've got it on the big screen. I'm not seeing a comment. Anyway, I think Louisville is vastly underrated.
Yeah, I mean, and Dennis has been telling me that for a while, and I have to agree. They're a 6 seed right now.
That's
but
ridiculous.
That's crazy. They seem more like a 3 or 4 to me. But
They're
they
another
are
team.
6.
They win anywhere.
Yeah,
They haven't lost in I don't know how long.
I know. It's been an unbelievable turnaround there.
This is a good team, and I've got them as a 4. I don't see the other team. I don't think they're that. I don't think. I'm a little surprised where they have Memphis.
Yeah, let's see where they're at. An 8 seed right now is kind of where the Matrix has them. Yeah.
Yeah. They've lost
But
3
but
games.
Kevin has told us the Matrix is BS because they don't update it. So
I agree with him. I think
that's why he likes it though. So anyway.
I can't believe they're that low a seed.
Yeah.
I think Kentucky's a little too high.
Yeah, the Kentucky is a 3 on most of these.
They've lost 10 games.
Let me ask you this. We play Kentucky tonight.
Yeah.
Talking about we being OU.
Yeah.
Don't you think don't you guys really think or I shouldn't say you guys, but don't you think out of the teams kind of in the second tier that you got to play in the SEC, that's the one I'd want out of the 4 that were sitting there waiting for the 4 that won last night. I don't think they're that good.
No.
Yeah.
The only thing is you're playing at tradition.
Yeah.
That worries you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Missouri's playing very good. I kind of like play them.
Oh, that's fair. Missouri has really dropped off. That's more than fair. I would rather play Missouri than Kentucky. Yeah. I forgot about them.
Missouri's had a tremendous season compared to
but not lately. They haven't been very good.
They've kind of faded, and that happens sometimes,
Yeah.
And now can they get it back to where they were? Because there for a while they were playing lights out, and they kind of come down to earth. Still had a great season. I don't want to minimize what they've done, but the thing with OU tonight, I just think they'll be flat. And you go, well, how can you be flat? Well, if you live around these parts and you've heard the shit that they've gone through, and they seem to be in the tournament, it's a crime if they're not.
They're not winning tonight. I'm not implying that they're going to win. What I'm saying is,
if they were ready, and
I give them a better chance to beat Kentucky than A&M or freaking can't think of the
is Ole Miss one of
Ole
them?
Miss. Yeah, I think Ole Miss is better than Kentucky, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I agree. The only other one I'd pick is Missouri. And who's the other one that hasn't played?
A&M, Ole Miss, Missouri, and Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not want to play A&M. That's a poor matchup for OU.
Oh,
even
yeah.
They've played them close twice. If OU shoots the ball well tonight, I think you take the over tonight. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's 155, 160 maybe. I can see an 89, 88 game.
Yeah. For me with, going back to the Kentucky thing.
Yeah.
Some nights, I watched them beat Tennessee one night. And I thought, God, this team,
I know.
They're great. But then it's then they'll lose to Texas. They'll go to Vanderbilt and lose. They lost at home to Arkansas, And so, I guess that's where I'm at with it. It's some nights I watch Kentucky and think that, this could be like a Final Four type of team.
Mm-hmm.
And then other nights I watch and it's I'm not impressed, So I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on them. I don't know. I'm not
Kentucky. They'd be a 6 or a 7, don't you think?
Probably not, because they've beat. I mean, they've had a good season.
Well, yeah. I mean,
they beat some really good teams. They're probably a 4 or 5. Yeah.
I don't know.
They beat Florida. They've beaten A&M. They beat Tennessee twice. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah, I know. But
there's nights, but then
they've
you,
lost some clunkers too.
hey, even the game when they came into Norman, it's
Yeah.
like, what's his name, Otigwe or whatever, had just a incredible
Unbelievable.
game, or you would have beat them that
They
night.
would have.
We're not any good.
No, we're better than we think we are, I think,
Yeah,
because we're just not quite SEC level
right,
this year, but we're not bad. You don't win some of the games they've won if you're awful.
right.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, we're going to be really disappointed if we don't get in.
Well, I mean, if we don't get in, I don't know what to say at this. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. We can't. I mean, for who we are, we can't do anything more than
No.
that.
Nope. Nope.
That's
They've made
all it is.
great. They've won 3 in a row to get there, and that's
Yeah.
damn good.
Yep.
This tournament is going to be, it's going to be nails.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have watched some these smaller conferences. The pressure that's on those teams that have won like 25, 26 games because they have to win the tournament to get in there.
Yeah.
God, you could just feel the relief when Drake won the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't think they would have made it.
They may have. I
They
was
might
kind of
have.
hearing they could get, if Bradley won, maybe they'd get both of them in. But
Yeah.
it'd be close. Yeah.
The other thing for these bubble teams, they got to hope Memphis wins that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Because Memphis is in. If they lose, there goes a spot for whoever beats them. And somebody could. And there goes one of these bubble spots. Because Memphis is in. So right now, I think there's like 5 spots up for grabs. And I don't know. A lot's going to depend on this Mountain West thing, too. How many are they going to get in? How many are they going to get in this thing? I've got 5 teams listed. Are they going to get 4? Are they going to get 3? They're not going to get 5. But, what's going to happen there? Another team is Xavier. Has Xavier played well enough to get in there? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've watched them a couple times. I think they're going to make it, but I don't know. They're squarely on the bubble.
I'm shocked West Virginia is solidly in. You heard anything about them? This one, when I saw they're in, I thought, what?
All I've heard is they're in. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like 19-12. And they're really not that well known. You can tell me a 19-12 West Virginia's going to get over North Carolina that might be 22-12. I can't see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it. Of course, Wake Forest, they beat them today. The other one, Baylor, is so overrated, I think, too. They've not been that good this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're solidly in. So, anyway, it's going to be really interesting basketball for us junkies.
Yep.
I've become a junkie this year.
Yeah.
More so than I have in a long time. But
you've always been. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I haven't watched as much basketball as I have this year.
Yeah, well,
that's all I did. High Point.
Thing last year and the year before.
Yes, true. High Point. 29 wins. I watched them the other day. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, I watched them. I watched them play.
Wasn't
that was
that
over the weekend, wasn't it? When they played?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Another game, I think it was Furman against Chattanooga or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Wofford. They were just lighting it up. One of them had hit a 3. They'd come down, the other one had hit a 3. It was unbelievable watching that. They're playing for their life. Another team I've watched a lot of is Robert Morris. They've won like 26 games.
Yep. Did you probably didn't watch, and I bet hardly anybody watched because it was on so late, but Northern Colorado and Montana last night?
I did because I had Montana.
That was a great game.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't teach today. I wouldn't have been worth a crap.
That was a great
late
game.
one. Why in the world did that come on so late? But anyway,
I don't know.
It's the second game of a tournament.
That was a fantastic game. Oh, there you go. Max Witten, his alma mater is Robert Morris. There you go.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
It is. RMU.
I feel like you and I watched them randomly here or there because we do have them bet at times during the regular season.
Yeah,
Like
I do love them.
I feel like that's one I've definitely watched at least twice this year.
Yeah, they're good.
They are good. Yeah. They are.
A team that's always in there is North Carolina Wilmington.
Yeah.
There they are again.
Yeah, and that Delaware made a huge run.
Yep.
They were no good the whole season. They made a
That's
huge
right.
run. They almost, but Wilmington beat them. Yeah.
Wilmington beat them.
Yeah.
I watched. Now Montana, I have bet them a lot.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, and they've come through. Another team I bet a lot is Utah Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I bet them a lot.
Are they?
And
did they play yet?
No, they play Grand Canyon for the. Or
Okay.
they're in the semifinals.
I forgot about that one. Okay. I knew the name, like I saw the name because I was handicapping them the other day, but
they don't play. They don't play them. They both won last night, and then the other semifinals or quarterfinals are tonight.
Yeah.
So they're in the semis.
Okay.
I don't know which winner who plays who, but Grand Canyon will play one of them. And
is it Maine? Maine and Bryant? Did Bryant win that other one against Albany? Okay.
Bryant won. They're in.
Oh, they already played Maine? I missed the finals.
No, I don't think they have yet.
No, they're not in then. They got to beat Maine.
Right.
Maine beat the Catamounts. I was watching Vermont.
That one
Maine went to Vermont and beat them. Yeah.
Yeah, that shocked me. I think they play that game Saturday.
Okay. All right. And those games, they play on home sites, and that's why there's space between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
go ahead.
I did not know this till today. The state of Missouri is so stupid. Do you know that the Class 3 state championship Final Four was yesterday?
No.
Why would you play on a Wednesday?
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. You play on a Wednesday. What about the kids in school? Don't you want to send your student body to the damn game if you can?
The Class 3. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
I thought they always played those Friday,
Saturdays or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm getting this from my buddy. I did not look it up.
Don't they put them all? Didn't they used to put them all together, like on the same day?
Yeah.
Huh.
His explanation was he thought it was the most ridiculous thing he'd ever heard of, too.
Yeah.
They're playing the 1, the 2, and the 3 in Columbia, but they only have one gym. So they have to spread it out. Why does Columbia not have 2 gyms?
I don't know how that could be true.
That's what he said.
Well, I don't know, but how a town like that that's not the capital, but that's where University of Missouri is.
You would think they would have a couple of gyms.
Yeah, it's weird.
But anyway, the dumb part about it, you played it in the middle of the week. Okay, some of these teams have probably never been in the Final Four.
No.
And these are small towns where the whole town is involved.
Right, yeah.
And you play it on a Wednesday and say you're 4 hours from Columbia?
Yeah.
Is that fair to the parents, the fans? Do these people not think about anything?
Who was in it this year? Do you have any idea?
I wish you hadn't asked that. Fair Grove, I believe. Fair Grove is.
Care less, to be honest, but
no, Fair Grove girls are in it.
Okay.
Hartville traditionally is in it. They got beat in the quarters. I think Fair Grove's the only local from this area.
Okay.
That's in it. But I don't understand. I don't understand.
I'm trying to
how you make these rules. They don't think. Don't think about anything.
That's weird.
So if you're a parent of one of those kids and they played last night, and I don't think they play again till Friday, you're going to have to take off, 3 days of work?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to drive back and forth. Now, some of those schools don't live that far away, but.
Yeah. Here we go. Hold on.
It's nuts.
I just want to see if this is accurate before we keep going, because.
Well, they played last night. He told me.
Yeah, March 13th. No, they played. No, yeah. Okay. Last night. Yep.
Yeah. Semifinals. Finals are this weekend.
Wow.
I mean, if you're going to, and they always play the class 1, 2, and 3. This is nothing different.
Yeah.
But they play that in Springfield, and they use 2 gyms. They have 2. They play at Missouri State some, and they have 2 gyms.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you got it going on at 2 places.
Right. Yeah.
And you can get them all in on like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's nuts. Unbelievable.
I don't know. I was thinking about the controversial thing that happened in girls basketball in Missouri, but I'm not going to bring it up. I don't want to talk about it.
What was it?
About the Cassville Monette holding the ball situation.
Oh, that was
Jared Clemens says you guys should come experience the Kentucky High School Sweet 16.
this is
No
dumb.
classes, only one state champion. Tournament is in Rupp Arena. 20,000 plus people for the title game. How cool is that?
No classes.
Wow.
That is bad.
Wow. I love
Well, I
it.
can see 20,000 people being there for sure
Yeah.
in Kentucky, but come on.
Yeah.
One state champion in the entire state of Kentucky.
That's cool. That is
No,
cool.
it's not.
Very cool. So Indiana, I guess they do have classes now.
Needs to
It
go
sounds
back to
like
no
they
class.
didn't.
Well, remember when Hoosiers, they didn't have classes.
Correct. Well, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, Indiana, come on, they don't.
And it was also a movie, so I'm not sure if that's
Yeah,
accurate.
but no, it was true.
All
But
right.
that's the way it used to be back in the Stone Ages everywhere. We're not in the Stone Ages anymore, people.
Right.
It's not fair for a town that has 40 kids in high school to play a city school with 500 kids in a class for the state championship, and that's the only one in the damn state. It's ridiculous.
Oh, there it is. Badger, your school has 500 kids versus 10,000. Yeah. Well, listen, it's Hoosiers, so there you go.
We have some Division 1 or Class 1 schools here that have 50 kids in the whole high school.
Yeah, that is the truth.
So
Yeah,
that's
that
not
is
fair.
the truth.
Ridiculous.
Indiana used to have the RCA Dome full for the state championship.
Oh, I'm sure
That's
they
so cool.
do.
So cool. So cool. Okay. Any questions before we go?
Any questions before we go?
Yes.
Where
We're
we
gonna
going?
sign off here. You got any questions?
What? Oh, we're already done?
Yeah, we're done. I got another show at 2:00. We've been on for 52 minutes, and you've made everybody in the chat mad. So
I have
what do you got left?
I did. I'm sorry, but those are archaic rules. You mean we don't have I thought we were going to talk some gambling.
So here's what's hilarious. Everybody's saying you're a participation trophy guy, and it's like,
No, I'm not.
this
Absolutely.
guy is the exact opposite of that.
Youth League sports is ruining everything.
But it's just funny how you
No.
can get words and
Guys,
twist the ball against somebody. Yeah.
it's not you try to involve. Okay, you only get a chance to win a state championship once.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, and you have 5 state championships in boys and girls. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's still damn hard to do.
I wonder, as I sit here and think about it, how many states do each? Because like every state, I'm trying to think around us, other than Kentucky, I'm pretty sure it's classes. Like
It is
Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri,
are, for
Iowa.
sure.
I know for sure.
Is Iowa?
I would.
Illinois is.
Yeah.
Tennessee probably.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one.
I would say they are.
Yeah.
We might
That
just
one I
be
don't.
talking the only 2 that aren't.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Wyoming
I don't know
may
how that
not,
goes.
because they only got 8 schools in the whole state. So Wyoming.
For those that are on in Kentucky and Indiana, is it that way in football as well? Do you just have one?
No, they probably have 12 classes in football.
Yeah.
It's different in football.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Like, I think Kentucky and Indiana, when I think basketball, that's the 2 states.
I do too.
So, I do think it's a little bit football goes to 6A, so they do have classes in football. So it's a basketball thing.
Well, football's all about participation trophies,
Yeah, I guess so.
obviously.
So Rob chimes in. He thinks Kentucky and Indiana are the last two to do it.
Well, I would say so.
I would say this: how they're describing it sounds a whole hell of a lot better. But I think that how they're describing it has more to do with the passion for the sport. I think because we just don't. I mean, Missouri just doesn't have that kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is the sport in those two states.
Yeah.
But it's just.
So both the states do have classes for football. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it does make sense. I mean, you have to class football. You just have to, because that gap it's too large, and there's too many. You need too many guys. But if you need 5 guys or gals in basketball, and you're okay. So, I get it.
You got a school that has 70 kids in the whole high school, and you go up against a school from Indianapolis or Louisville.
And before you go on, right here what Kevin B said, he said, honestly, I didn't even know states didn't do classes. Me neither. This is brand new to me because I don't give two shits, no offense, but I don't care about Indiana high school and Kentucky high school basketball.
No.
Because I don't live there, never grew up there. So I assume there were classes everywhere. This is a whole new thing to me. I've never heard of this.
Let's say you play a city, well, like just take a Kickapoo here or Nixa. They're the best down here in this part of the state. They got 3 kids that are D1s.
Right. Yeah.
So you got a bunch of kids here they're 29-1. They're class 1.
Mm-hmm.
They can't play at Kickapoo. They can't play at Nixa, so they don't get a chance to win the state championship because they got to go play a team with 3 D1s. You try and tell me that's fair?
Right. Yeah.
That's not fair.
Well, and Jared keeps saying, and he's telling you over and over, the single A schools have won the state championship before.
What, 1952?
Well, he said Hoosiers, but the Kentucky movie. No, I look at it like this: like, when a school that's the littlest, almost it's got to be the smallest school in the state, if not very small, Verona, where when they had those great players, they probably could have competed.
They could have competed, yes.
Yeah. So I could see how in a basketball crazed state, those smaller schools might have kids that they could possibly compete. Yeah.
They had a D1 player on their team that year.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
They've had other great teams through the years. They didn't have a D1 team player.
Right. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know
exactly. See it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see it. So, all right. Do you have anything else to save yourself with the chat?
No.
Okay.
I won't even ask this first one then. All right.
No, ask it. Ask it.
No.
Let's get further down the road.
I don't think we better.
What is it? What is it pertaining?
Let's see how the others go, and then maybe we'll come back to it.
Okay. Fair enough. We've got 10 to 15 minutes. That's all we got. So
okay. What would be the most surprising scientific discovery imaginable? Something scientific discovery that you just can't imagine it's ever going to happen.
I would like the ability, like teleportation or
what
actual teleportation or time travel, not just what people make up. I think that would
be teleportation. That's a new one for me.
Don't you think though? Like that would be.
I don't even know what it is.
Just I'm here and then I can snap my fingers and I'm in Las Vegas or I'm in wherever. Yeah.
Is that even possible?
But that would be a scientific.
Okay.
That would shock me.
I was thinking more along the lines of there is a Bigfoot. By the way, did you see this? Anyway. No.
Usually you have like these good answers, and I'm like, yeah, maybe there's a Bigfoot, and we totally flipped on that one. Like a Bigfoot. What the hell is wrong with you?
I was thinking a cure for cancer.
Well, obviously that would be very good. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to happen. That would surprise me if they find one.
To get to break it back down to a serious topic, you do kind of okay. You get the feeling it's like one of two things. Like they kind of it just can't be done. Almost is how you feel, because
I just, with all the research and everything,
yeah, it's just like
I
the
just don't think.
billions of dollars.
I
Yeah,
just think it's something that happens in your body, and there's nothing to do about it.
yeah, yeah.
I think we would have found it by now.
Now they've done things to help for sure.
Yeah, but man,
yeah,
still not a good thing.
some of these I'm getting some of the comments we're not putting up, but okay, what's the next one?
Wait a minute, I got to see these. Let me get off the thing.
No, I'm not putting them on. No, I'm not putting them on the screen. We're not talking about them.
Enhancement surgery for men, Curtis.
That's not
there, old buddy.
That's scroll up a little bit. That there are more than two genders. No, we're not getting into that.
What you just did.
We're not doing it. Okay, what's next? We're not doing it.
This one won't take long.
Okay.
Okay. Someone gets a message from your phone.
Okay.
And they don't think it's you.
Okay.
Maybe you've changed phone numbers and they think they don't think it's you.
Okay.
What is something they could ask you and make sure it's you?
I think there's a lot of things.
Well,
like who's your favorite whatever team? Who's your favorite NHL team? I think everybody would know.
That's what I was going to say.
Like who's what's your favorite sport? What's something you do that you're embarrassed by? Like you were saying, watch wrestling. Like anything. So many things.
Okay.
I think with me, I pretty much people know.
Yeah.
Who like. I'm pretty.
Just ask me who's your favorite football team, and
like I'm pretty boisterous about who I like and things about me that you could know about me without really knowing me. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I would have said too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Curtis has a question. What are your thoughts on the expanded?
No, that's what he would say. What are your thoughts on the expanded college football playoff? Because we all know Curtis hates it. So.
Oh, sorry, Curtis.
Yeah.
I was going to give you my opinion on the expanded.
No, we don't. We're not doing that today. I can't take it. I don't want to think about college football.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
What band? I already know the answer to this. What band or artist would play at your funeral?
You know my answer?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never thought of that.
On.
I don't know.
Who are you going to see next month?
Oh, yeah. Cross Today and Ragweed. Wow. Yeah. There you go.
I don't even know you.
That's good. No, I don't know. I don't think about that kind of stuff, but they don't really play funeral music, That's the thing.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Just what you want to be played. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would choose the Eagles.
The Eagles. I knew that. Yeah. Oh, I better write that down.
Or Bob Seger. Yeah, because it's coming soon.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah. I need to have a real talk about this.
Let's see. You've asked about cancer, and then you've asked about a funeral. So, what are we trying to say?
Curtis, that's a good one. Eagles are already gone. You know that song, "Already Gone" by the Eagles?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I like the Eagles. I
didn't say they were going to come and play at my funeral, Curtis. We're going to have some music from them.
Yeah.
Really like.
Do you want to put in? Jared wants to know. Do you want to put in a class system for the college football playoff? Well, Jared, there is actually a class system for college football. See, there's Division 3, Division 2, FCS. Is it FBS now, or is it they say something different? I don't know.
It's BS, all right, but
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah,
I don't like the fact on this. I don't care about the expanded. That's good, but 4 teams from the SEC and 4 from the Big 12. That's not right.
See, I think you're low key playing chess, and we're all playing checkers because you made everybody mad. Okay. And then you talk about cancer and funerals, and now everybody's worried about you, and they've forgotten that they're mad. So,
okay.
Next.
All right. What is a compliment someone gave you that you still think about?
Oh boy.
That's what I
Um,
kind of really you appreciated it a lot.
you know, there's one that sticks out, and it's about the business. It's about racing dudes,
Well,
right?
sure. I figured it would be.
And it was from Kelly von Hemel. We were out and we were nothing basically. We had been maybe 2 years into it. You know, we were out, we were eating with him one night, and Kelly, I knew like we were
This is
friends, like we got
Kelly or
along.
Kelby?
Kelly, not
Okay.
Kelly,
Okay.
but I didn't know what Kelly really thought about what we did.
Sure.
And he goes, he says, he looked at Jared and I, and he was sober during this time, and he said, "You guys are the future of the sport, and we have to have you guys
Oh,
be
that had to make you
successful.
feel good.
So we have to have you guys be successful for this sport to continue." He goes, "Because we don't have young people that are passionate like you guys. So you
Yeah.
guys are the future. This sport's about you guys." And I was like, wow, because that's a lifer that said
Yeah.
that. So yeah, that was
Didn't D. Wayne say the same thing?
D. Wayne said something similar.
We need young guys.
We met D. Wayne, and he's super nice. And he was asking, how old are you guys? That kind of thing. And he was up on his horse, getting ready to lead horses out for morning works. And he said, "Hey, I just want to thank you guys. We need young guys."
Yeah,
and he goes, "I've never been to your site, obviously." He
He
said, "But I really appreciate that we got some young guys in the game that are trying to drive the popularity up." So that wasn't really a compliment, but more of just that's a nice thing for him to say. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you one.
Okay.
For you.
Okay.
No, I mean this. You know how to pick a woman. And other than your mother, you didn't get that from me.
Right. Yeah, correct. Correct. Well, thank you. I'll think about that.
Yeah. That's a good compliment.
Yeah.
You didn't inherit that one from me. All right.
No.
Other than your mom. Mine is when I got back into teaching.
Okay.
I still taught the way I used to teach, which was totally different from the way they teach now, which is it's on the computer, guys. Go do it. Anyway, so the principal comes in, he and I are really good friends now, but he didn't know me just a whole. Anyway, he comes in to evaluate me, and he's baffled. So he calls me, when we go over the evaluation, he goes, "I've never seen anyone teach like you." And I said, "Is that good or bad?" And he goes, "No, you have a skill no one else has." He goes,
"You actually can teach."
Huh? Yeah,
you actually can teach.
You had those kids on the edge of their seat, and you were talking about the boringest shit there ever was. And he goes, "I don't know how you do it." He goes, "I wish you could teach the rest of our faculty that." I said, "You can't teach somebody how to teach. You either can do it or you can't."
I will tell you this, and this will you gave me a compliment. I'll give you one. When I see guys and guys that were my brother's age, older guys, I might run into them wherever. You were one of their favorites, so you rank up there with favorite teachers, no doubt about it. I always when I see Brandon Weldy, he always says, "I'm going to go to Helsinki," because you used to say that. When you were teaching geography or whatever, I guess you talked about Helsinki. That stuck with him.
See that? I hear that a lot too. That kind of stuff. Now, stuff they needed to know. No,
just dumb things that you'd said that stuck with them. Yeah.
Well,
hold on, I got one for you. Curtis. You brought this up last week, and it was too late. I didn't want to get it. Here was a compliment that Curtis got. I mean, you're not like a genius, but you're very, very smart.
That's a good one.
How do you decipher that? If somebody said that to you,
he's not brilliant, but he's smarter than most people.
Yeah, I think that's what she's saying.
I guess.
Like, I don't think he can invent teleportation or a cure for cancer, but
he might.
Okay,
he's pretty sharp.
He's sharp, yeah.
Oh gosh, I better not ask the other one.
I would listen if somebody told me that. I'd be okay with it, honestly.
Yeah, You're not like a genius, but you're very, very smart.
I mean, you've got him fooled a little bit.
It's better than you're not like an idiot, but you're really close.
Do you think he could find Bigfoot? Rob wants to know. I think if there was a Bigfoot, Curtis could find him.
I'm going to go with the Mike Leach theory, the legendary Mike Leach.
Oh,
he wishes there were a Bigfoot. I really wish there was. It would really be cool. But he goes,
if you don't know what he's referring to, as soon as this is over, and it's going to be over pretty quick, go Google Mike Leach Bigfoot. He sits there and analyzes the probability of I hope there's a Bigfoot. I wish there was a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I want to believe there's a Bigfoot, but I don't think there's a Bigfoot.
No, I think we would have found him by now.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think we would have found him? I really wish there was one. It'd be so cool. That and going over the mascots of the Pac-12 schools.
Yeah, the Pac. Who would win a fight in the Pac-12 mascots?
I think I laughed harder.
Would
he's so serious about
he opens he's analyzing. He opens it up and he goes, well, the first thing we got to find out is what kind of mythical powers the Sun Devil has, because he will kill us all if he's got the powers that I think he might have. And again, it's just like that. It's not, there's no laughter, there's nothing.
Oh, he's as serious as a heart attack.
So Jared Clemens, you don't know Jared Clemens, but he is he doesn't like you, number one. But number two, he's a state trooper. So we always see him at the Kentucky Derby. And that's a good compliment he got. He took a guy to jail. And he said, I know the guy said, I know you just kicked my ass, but you're a pretty good feller. Love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Guy probably belongs in jail.
There's no doubt. Jared or the guy that he took to jail? Or both?
The guy he took to jail. If he's a trooper, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Afraid of those guys.
I'm very fearful of him. I'm going to be honest with you.
No doubt about it.
I usually am up to no good when I'm in Kentucky, but when I'm around Jared, very straight.
They have my total respect. I'll tell you for sure.
Yeah,
I would not do that job for nothing.
He's extremely intimidating. There's no doubt, and that's why he's now. The thing is, now you're on his bad side. So I
ain't coming to Kentucky, especially since they only have one class in basketball. Why would I even want to go in that state?
That's right. His jurisdiction ends in Kentucky, so you're fine. Okay.
I don't. Look, the only reason I ever go to Kentucky is to go somewhere else, and you got to go through Kentucky. Yeah, I will say this: the horse country is beautiful.
Oh yeah, I love.
Yeah,
I don't. Honestly, I've never been anywhere other than Louisville and Lexington, and though that's great. Love both those places. Yeah,
very pretty. Yeah. And Lexington's cool.
Lexington is. I mean, I listen. I prefer Lexington over Louisville. I don't have anything against Louisville, but Lexington is a little bit more of my if you're in the horse game, you do kind of feel more at home at Lexington than you do Louisville, because Lexington revolves around University of Kentucky and horse racing. Yeah, Louisville's got a lot more going on.
Yeah, I've been there too.
Yeah, but I like them both. Yeah,
I do too.
Very much.
Yeah, I don't mean now I do. Now I have something against Kentucky, but I didn't.
Right.
But
now that you're in the race.
Yeah.
All right. 1 minute. You got anything?
I think I better save that.
Give us a hint of what it could be.
All right. 50 years from now.
Oh boy.
What will people say about the history of this era?
Nope. All right. That's be it for today, folks. We'll be back next week for more Dudes Who Bet Sports. Maybe we'll answer that next week. Let's try to make everybody mad next week.
Well, I'll just say this. Canada is not going to become the 51st state.
No. That's a good way to sum it up.
Not happening.
A lot of what's being said isn't actually going to happen, and I think that's
right.
Probably for the best. All right, we'll be back next week. Quick updates. Wichita State covered. I don't know if anybody cares.
But 2-0.
So 2-0 today. I have St. Louis. That's the only one I got left. They're up 36-31 at the half. We'll see what happens. Arkansas, 63-56 over Ole Miss with 7 minutes to go. Be a huge win for the Razorbacks.
Oh, they may get up to like 8 or 9 if they win that one.
Any kind of updates? on finals. Oregon did go ahead and win, and BYU came back to beat Iowa State. So
Whoa.
that's
It's going
interesting.
to change the brackets around, I would say.
I would think that might have an impact on things.
And Indiana may be out.
I
So
think that'd have an impact. Well, next week by about Wednesday, bracket matrix will have it updated, and we'll be able to check.
Well, now everybody can focus on no class basketball in Indiana because the Hoosiers are out.
See, there's always a positive, and there it is, right there.
Well, Purdue's still in though.
Yeah, Purdue. Yeah, Purdue's still got a lot to play for. Okay. You doing a bracket? Yeah, we'll do a bracket. We'll probably have an early show, maybe Monday or Tuesday next week.
Oh yeah.
We'll do an early one, and we'll go through it, and then I'll send out a link.
That'll be fun. You want to look at mine and pick against it. Just tell me.
That's what I'll do every game.
I don't do well.
All right, blinkers off. Coming up 14 minutes. We'll have Jared and I going over Virginia Derby, Virginia Oaks, and it's March Madness season. We're going to talk horse bubble, horses that are on the bubble of the Kentucky Derby. Will they make it? Will they not? So
that's going to be good.
I think that'll be good material. Let's hope. We need something.
You got to put getaway car on there?
He's comfortably in it. So
he's in it. Because he wants
like East Avenue, Barnes, they're not in. So we'll see. Talking Track, it's out. If you haven't seen it yet, very good segment with Swiping with my sister this week. Extra hilarious. Make sure to watch that.
Well, I keep waiting for the call to be on. But
have you watched the show?
Yes.
Do you like it?
It needs a little bit of a spicy.
You haven't watched it.
I have too. I may or may not stay awake.
You haven't watched it. All right. We'll be back next week, guys.
I do watch it.
I don't think so. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back next week. We'll be back. Like I said, we'll be back early talking college basketball, get the March Madness thing filled out. Until then, have a good week, guys.
This is due to bet